Hello everybody, today is April 16th, 2013, and I'd actually like to start off this video and give my condolences and prayers out to those affected by the horrific bombing at the Boston Marathon yesterday. I just wanted to mention them and ask for all those that watch this video to please keep them in your prayers. For all those that were directly and indirectly affected by that horrible act. Here in New England, we take pride in each other, and Boston's not too far away from Rhode Island, where I live, and my husband works in Boston. In fact, the bombings occurred in front of the hotel that he works at while he was at work, so I can definitely understand the terror that can be involved in not knowing if your loved one was affected, because the employees of his hotel would go out and they would see the marathon on breaks and stuff like that. So I definitely understand that. So I definitely want to put that out there to start my video. It's been a while since I've done a video, since my first video posted. I do plan on posting some videos on germinating, but we'll see if I get to that. We're coming to the home stretch of my semester, so a lot of my focus has been on that. So what I've done so far, which was be just today because it was so nice out, is I topped off my bin. As you can see, I filled it all the way to the top, and then I added a nylon trellis. This nylon trellis I found actually at the end of the last season, planting season at Walmart. It was the last one, so I grabbed it, and it's actually great because it covers the entire length of my my raised bed. And then I have two Bonnie plants. The only ones that they're selling right now at Walmart are tomatoes, because they're the only ones that can really deal with the extreme weather changes we're having going right now. So I have this one, which is your husky, if you can see that, husky cherry red. And then this one that I have up here is the Better Boy hybrid tomatoes. They're a little bit larger than obviously the cherry. So what I like to do is, which you don't have to, you can plant inside this, but because it does disintegrate, I don't like to though, so I'm not going to. So I took it out of that, and I kind of just came and messed with the roots around it so that it can open up versus twirling around, which it'll do. And then I dug myself a nice size hole that I can stick my plant into. And what tomato plants is, they will grow roots up their stems, so the further down you can put it, the better. And then here I have two things. I have my beautiful rock dust that I'm trying for the first year, which is literally dust. And then I have my Worm Gold Plus worm casting. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to open up my two bags, and then I'm going to take a handful of the worm casting, and I'm going to put it in my hole. And then I'm going to be careful not to kill myself on the shovel behind me. I'm going to take a handful of the rock dust, and I'm going to sprinkle it in there. Then I'm going to carefully take my plant, put it in my hole. I'm going to take a tiny bit more of the rock dust, and I'm just going to sprinkle it around the plant, and then I'm going to cover it with my dirt, making sure I cover it nicely, and then a little bit of a tap. Now typically you would water it after you transplant. Just make sure I get the trellis underneath the plant. What I will end up doing is I will get some stakes to stake in the trellis. But I'm not going to water because it is going to rain. So you want to pay attention to your weather forecast, because that will give you a good idea of if you should water or if not. Now last year I put my tomato plants at that end. Now, I'm not going to do that this year because my tomato plants far outgrew everything else and was actually blocking out sunlight from my other crop, so I wanted to put tomatoes on this side this year. What I do plan on doing is I plan on cutting the branches above me, so that way it will not hinder sunlight getting to here, though the tomatoes will go looking for it anyways. So I got my tomato plant in. Now, one of my big problems last year was spacing. I did not put enough space in between my plants when I planted them. So this year I am. So I have my tomato here, which I'm going to do the cutoff here, so I won't grow anything over this border, and then I'm going to grow my other plant right here. So I'm going to dig my hole the same way that I did that one. Nice size hole. I'm going to put a handful of my worm casting and a handful of my rock dust. Now if you spill, like I spilled rock dust in here, who cares? I'm going to plant something in there. So then I'm going to, of course, I'm going to take my tab and put that in front of it so I know what it is that I have there, and I'm going to cut. Now, tomatoes are pretty strong plants, so you don't have to worry too much. And then I will take this from around it, taking my thing and I'm placing it in front of it, and then I would just repeat the process with this plant. Now, this pot is actually recyclable, so I would compost it. So I would take this out, and obviously if I had two hands this would be a whole hell of a lot better. So I have my tomato. I'm going to ruffle the roots on the side of the tomato plant all the way around, ruffling. I will even ruffle the top because I want the roots to grow. Now I wouldn't do too much ruffling because you do not want to harm your plant. And I'm going to do a little lifting here. I'm going to place it inside, and then I'm going to sprinkle some rock dust around it and then cover. Making sure that my trellis is not in the way or anything like that. And there you go. Then I take my tab and I put it in front, so I know what it is that I'm looking at. Now I'm going to bring up some more soil into it because I want it to be nice and sturdy, a nice strong base on both my plants. Now this one's obviously a little smaller than that one, hence the reason why I did not put it into the ground as much, but I'm still going to put a significant amount of soil around it because tomato plants are pretty strong, so I definitely want to make sure that it is well taken care of. And then what I'll do is I will go secure these lines here and then put some extra twine, and I'm going to put twine here and here. Now I use twine on my structure, but I use zip ties on my plants, and I use colored zip ties so I can see them for when I go to cut them down. Now remember, when you are putting twine, it is a lot softer, I want to say, on the plant, but it can also, if you use the zip ties, can strangulate them. So you definitely want to keep an eye on your zip ties. If you need to, you can take a razor and slowly cut off the zip tie and put a bigger zip tie in. So that's how I'm doing my planting for my, when I'm transplanting, you know, with my worm compost, my worm castings and my rock dust. And I'm going to do that for everything that I transplant into my raised bed. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up. I have another bag there. I'm going to top off my cinder blocks. And then of course I have over here something else that I'm planning on trying to do again this year, and that's broccoli. Broccoli, I am probably going to figure out where I'm going to plant these. I might do them in this barrel, or I might end up doing it in that smaller structure over there. Not 100% sure. I am planning on moving some of the cinder blocks because I do want to start growing some green beans and some sunflower seeds. So I might move some of the cinder blocks over here to do some sunflower seeds. I recommend doing flowers around your raised beds because it attracts bees, and bees are great for pollinating. Once my sister sunflowers came in, that's when I started getting the bees. The bees helped my garden flourish. So compost tea is great. Rock dust, I'm trying that this year. I've heard a lot of great things about it. Great. Worm casting, great. Good, rich soil, great. I agree with all of them. But bees help pollinate. Pollinating produces fruit. So you definitely want to make sure you put the flowers around so you can get those healthy insects in here, and healthy bugs, and bees are healthy. Those type of bees that come to pollinate don't sting, so just let them do their job. You can work around them, they'll work around you. You see too many of them, just walk away and let them do their job. They're going to help you out. So there's my spiel. I'll definitely keep you posted on anything else that I do. And remember, keep Boston's marathon victims in your hearts and prayers, as well as those affected by Newtown, because there were runners from Newtown there as well. So thank you.